One.
Brother?
Brother.
I'm his brother. He's older. He's older.
Hey.
What do you do every day? $20 Oh, you're here. Yes. Hold on.
Okay, everybody make yourself comfortable wherever you find your seat.
Mrs. Esses, when you record the rabbi speaking, put the kids on your chair. Boy, rabbi, sit. Sit, yes. Boy, sit.
Charles, this is Gina. It's okay, let them finish.
Baruchim habayim, welcome. This is what you call a miracle in the making, while it's still being made. But זה היום עשה Hashem nagira v'nismecha bo. It's a very momentous occasion. This is 3 years of Avrichim studying Be'iyun, day in, day out. While everybody else is busy doing many other things, these rabbis are dedicating their lives and putting in such precious time to be able to get to the greatest depths of clarity in the Torah. I have to first open with Kavod Achsania, our host. We have many hosts. Rabbi Kassin, thank you so much for opening up the synagogue, the Bet Knesset to us. To Mrs. Grace Sitt, who so willingly and so benevolently helped us just slide over into the Simcha, and to the Esses family, Mabruk, on the Brit of their child. This hopefully will bring even more Brit V'Torah, Hayim U'Mazon, and Beracha Nasracha in his life. The parasha this week talks about Shofatim V'Shotarim Titim Lecha B'Chol Sha'arecha. And in a few different ways, the Torah describes the leadership of the Jewish people through Shofatim, through Shotarim. Then it talks about the Melech, the king, how he has to have the Sefer Torah, V'Kara Bo Kol Yemei Hayav, and he reads in it constantly to guide him, to be his moral compass. And continuously you see Lo Tasur Min Hadavar Asher Yagidu Lecha Yamin U'Shmol and the Sanhedrin and their guidance. And then it talks about specifically Shevet Levi, the tribe of Levi, the ones who were designated since the time of Yaakov Avinu to be exclusively for the study of Torah. And we all know that famously how the Rambam says and draws from here that it's not just the tribe of Levi, but rather anybody, even if their last name is not Levi, they're not from the tribe of Levi, they're Yisrael. And anywhere within the nation they decide and they want to be inspired to dedicate their life to Torah, that Avrech, that rabbi becomes Kodesh Kadashim. We talk about the Beit HaMikdash, how holy it is. We talk about the Kotel, what it means to us. We talk about the utensils inside the Beit HaMikdash. And we talk about the most innermost of sanctuaries, the Kodesh HaKadashim, that the Kohen Gadol, holiest person, on Yom Kippur, on the holiest day, in the Kodesh HaKadashim, in the holiest place, brings the holiest sacrifice, Ketoret. And all of that, each one of these rabbis really attain on a daily basis in their study of Torah to the greatest heights. The many people involved, the same way Levi was supported through the nation of Klal Yisrael, through Turumot and Ma'asrot, and to the people who support this organization. Similarly, how you have Yisachar and Zebulun, and similarly how you have all the Turumot and Ma'asrot. Thank you, Harry, for coming, and to all the other, and Mr. Sami Saka, and all the other people throughout who know their place and name, that they have contributed and invested into this magnificent investment called future rabbis of our community. And this is something that they should be proud of and something that should bring beracha in their lives. We'll turn now to Rabbi Kasset to see a few introductory remarks to Harav Gaon Gedon ben Moshe.
Thank you, Rabbi Arking. Yesterday, we read that Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Jewish people as he's talking to them within the last 36 days of his life. He's telling them that in life you have to make a decision between beracha, blessing, and curse. So that's a very stark difference. You would think he'd say beracha or something a little bit less. But it's beracha or kala. People have to make a decision today if they're going to choose a life of Torah, which brings beracha, or the opposite. There is no in between. A decision has to be made. What direction do I want my family, my community to go in? Do I want to go in the ways of the Torah mitzvot or not? And Moshe says everybody has to make that decision. Of course, choose beracha and you'll live a great life. But the choice is very, very stark. Today, in our community, and maybe this is in many of the communities all over the world, but in our community, you see many people that are getting more spiritual, becoming more religious, becoming more fervent. We also, however, have challenges that we've never had before. Difficulties and challenges and things that we maybe have never seen before. And you could see that people have to make that choice of the Torah life. Otherwise it becomes more complicated, more difficult, and more challenging. And the only way for our community to continue to get our people to make the choice of living a life of Torah is by producing more and more and more Talmidei Hachamim, rabbis that understand our community, that understand the people, that have a clear understanding of halakha, so they could direct the people. People have very busy days. They need to know yes, no, what do I do? And we need to continue to produce rabbis at a very, very strong rate. What Rabbi Arking has done by putting together that these rabbis are learning at the highest level under Rabbi Saruya is he's guaranteeing and helping the future of our community. Our heroes in our life are our Talmidei Hachamim. That's who we look up to. They're the ones that give us the guidance. Sitting on the stage right now in front of me, besides Rabbi Saruya, who I just mentioned, who is a beacon of light, not only to these students, but to our community, I have Rabbi Abud here to my left, the Rosh Kolel of Rabbi Diamond's Kolel. I mentioned this recently when I spoke at a gathering. Rabbi Diamond told me, because I had studied Rabbi Abud when I was younger, he said, you're studying with a walking Sefer Torah. So the fact that Rabbi Abud has taken his time to come here and give this gathering the importance that it needs shows how significant. Rabbi Arkin gives of his time, of his effort to make sure that these Avrechim have. And to have Hacham Gidon ben Moshe here, I don't know if anybody understands who Hacham Gidon ben Moshe is, that he's sitting here and being the one that's going to sign these teudot. When I have questions and I need guidance in halacha, I call and I text Rabbi Gidon ben Moshe in Israel. I have 3 of his telephone numbers, and he answers, and he gives guidance, and he gives clarity. We have our mikvahot here for the women. Rabbi Gidon is going to speak to them and guide them and give them this chizuk, the understanding of what it means, the importance of mikveh. He's answering the most complicated questions today in the world in that area. And he's sitting here today, going to be the one to give this teudah to these young scholars. I want to say before I ask Rabbi Gidon to speak, and that is, I want to say a special thank you and appreciation to the wives of these Avrechim. It's not so easy to be able to allow your husband to learn, to give time not only to his studies, but to people. It's difficult, it's a sacrifice. And these Nashim Sadkaniyot that give their husbands to other people as well, to the community, it's their credit that we're able to have these, again, young scholars and the rabbis that we. So I want to thank them for, of course, being here and continue to give strength to your husbands so they can continue to become the future leaders of our community. I want to wish a special mabruk, mazal tov, to all the Avrechim. Hashem should bless you, that you should have clarity of understanding, that there should be no takala that should come on your hands, that when you're asked questions, you should be able to clearly understand what's being asked and answered, and that takes tefillah. We have to pray for that every day, that when people ask us questions, we have clarity of vision to understand what's being asked and how to answer it. So Hashem should bless you, that you should never have any dvar takala come under your hand. And I want to wish again, Od halach, hazaku baruch, you should continue to go, mehayel hayel. It is my great honor, my kavod, to ask Hacham Gidon ben Moshe to please come up and say a few words, Hacham.
כבוד הרבן, הגאון הרב עבוד, המרת בתרה, הרב קצין, הרב צרויה, ואחרון חביב, הרב ארקינג. הגמרא אומרת, 1,000 נכנסים למקרא ואחד יוצא להוראה. זאת אומרת, יכולים להיכנס לתלמוד תורה 1,000 ילדים. אנחנו יודעים שמתוך 1,000 ילדים בסוף יצא מורה הוראה אחד. זאת אומרת, מזה אנחנו יכולים להבין כמה זה קשה להיות מורה הוראה. אנשים חושבים, רואים את הרב, שואלים אותו שאלה, והקומפיוטר מוציא את התשובה. אבל זה לא נכון. אמר לנו פעם חכם בן ציון אבא שאול עליו השלום, על כל קושייה של רבי עקיבא איגר, קושייה של רבי עקיבא איגר בש"ס, יש לי על כל קושייה 10 תירוצים. אבל החוכמה לדעת איזה תירוץ זה אמת. שאלנו אותו, אם יש לרב 10 תירוצים על כל רבי עקיבא איגר, איך אפשר לדעת איזה אמת? תראו איזה ענווה של חכם בן ציון אבא שאול. הוא אומר, אתה יודע מה התשובה אמיתית? תשובה שאתה מעביר אותה דרך כל השולחן ערוך, וזה לא עוצר בשום מקום. זו התשובה האמיתית. אבל זה אומר שאתה צריך לדעת את כל השולחן ערוך, לראות שהתשובה לא נעצרת בשום מקום. זו התשובה האמיתית. שואלים מורה הוראה שאלה, זה לא רק התשובה לשאלה ששואלים. יש הרבה דברים מסביב לכל שאלה. וצריך לראות שאנחנו עונים את התשובה האמיתית שמתאימה לכל הפרטים שמסביב. וזה הנקודה הקשה בהוראה. זה הנקודה הכי קשה בהוראה. המשנה אומרת, משה קיבל תורה מסיני ומסרה ליהושע, יהושע לזקנים וזקנים לנביאים, וממשיכה להסביר מה הייתה המסורת של קבלת התורה. וגם הרמב"ם, שמתחיל את הספר של היד החזקה, הוא מסביר את ההשתלשלות של קבלת התורה ממשה רבנו ועד לדורות שקרובים. למה הוא צריך להסביר את זה? הרמב"ם זה לא ספר היסטוריה. למה הרמב"ם כותב מה ההשתלשלות של התורה? גם את זה הסביר לנו חכם בן ציון אבא שאול עליו השלום. הוא אמר שבשביל להיות מורה הוראה זה לא מספיק ללמוד את החומר. אתה יכול ללמוד את החומר בצורה טובה מאוד, אבל אם אין לך שימוש תלמידי חכמים, כשאין שימוש, אז חש ושלום יכולים לבוא לידי טעות. צריך את השימוש של תלמידי חכמים, שזה הדבר, אחד הדברים החשובים. הרבה פעמים אנחנו רואים שבשביל לענות תשובה בהלכה צריך את הטור החמישי. זה לא רק 4 טורים, שקשה ללמוד אותם, אבל צריך את הטור החמישי, את החוכמה. והמסורה הזאת היא הדבר החשוב. אמר לנו חכם בן ציון, תאר לעצמך רופא, הוא לומד 7 שנים רפואה, אבל תיקח אותו אחרי 7 שנים, הוא למד הכל בהצלחה. אתה תיתן לו לעשות ניתוח בלי שיעמוד לידו רופא ותיק? הוא יהרוג את הבן אדם בטוח. אבל הוא למד. נכון, הוא למד. אבל אין לו פרקטיקה. צריך את הפרקטיקה כדי לדעת איך לעשות את הניתוח, איך לעשות את הרפואה. אומר חכם בן ציון, אותו דבר, בהוראה, בדיינות, אם לא לומדים מהזקנים, אז בטוח שבאים לידי טעות. ולצערנו הרב, בדור שלנו, חסר לנו את השימוש תלמידי חכמים. זה כל כך חסר. כל הרבנים הגדולים שלנו, חכם בן ציון אבא שאול, מרן הרב עובדיה, הרב מרדכי אליהו עליו השלום, כל הרבנים שהיו לנו, חכם בן ברוך, כל הצדיקים הגדולים של הדור שלנו, הם ראו את רבי עזרא עטיה עליו השלום. קיבלו ממנו דרך בהוראה. קיבלו ממנו את התורה במסורה שהוא קיבל מרבותיו ומאבותיו, ולמדו את דרך ההוראה. שזה דבר חשוב. ברוך השם שזכינו לקבל תורה והוראה גם מחכם בן ציון אבא שאול עליו השלום, וגם ממרן הרב עובדיה עליו השלום. ואנחנו יש לנו כוונה באמת להעביר את המסורה הזאת לדור הבא של המורה הוראות. התחלנו עם זה כבר לפני שנים רבות אצל חכם יעקב בן חיים בברוקלין, בשערי ציון, ואחר כך עברנו לעוד מקומות. אני השבוע חוזר בעזרת השם לארץ, ובשבוע הבא אנחנו יוצאים למיימי, לכולל של הרב גלמדי בספרה. גם שם, ברוך השם, נמצאים איתנו בקשר, ואנחנו מקדמים אותם, מלמדים אותם את המסורה. אצל הכולל של אור ההלכה של רב חיים ארקינג, אנחנו כבר בקשר הרבה זמן. ברוך השם, יושבים ועמלים בתורה, ותדעו לכם רבותיי, לקבל תעודות כאלה זה קשה. צריכים לעבור הרבה מבחנים, צריכים ללמוד את החומר טוב, ועכשיו גם ברוך השם יש קבוצה של מורי הוראות שמתחילים להורות בהלכה, שזה דבר חשוב. הקהילה חייבת מורי הוראות, וכשיש מורי הוראות טובים, אז הקהילה שואלת יותר. כשמתקשרים לרב ושואלים שאלה בכל דבר, אסור, אסור, אל תעשה, תחמיר, אז יודעים בשביל מה אני אשאל. אני כבר יודע את התשובה מראש. אבל כשיש כוח דהתרא, על פי ההלכה, לא נגד ההלכה, אז אנשים שואלים, אנשים רוצים לדעת את התורה, אנשים רוצים לעשות את רצון השם יתברך, אבל צריכים מורי הוראות טובים. ברוך השם שהקהילה הולכת ומתרחבת וגדלה, ולומדי התורה מתרבים, ואנשים שרוצים לדעת את דעת תורה, איך לעשות על פי ההלכה, הולכים ומתרבים. חייבים שיהיו בקהילה מורי הוראות. ואני אומר באמת תודה גדולה גם לרב קצין וגם לרב עבוד ולשאר הרבנים שמוכנים לקבל לתוך הקהילה מורי הוראות צעירים. יש מקומות שיש רבנים זקנים, לא מוכנים שיבואו צעירים. הם רוצים להישאר לבד, ראשונה במלכות. אבל ברוך השם הקהילה התברכה ברבנים עם ענווה, עם יראת שמיים, שמעודדים את הרבנים להיות מורי הוראות. רק הם רוצים שיהיו מורי הוראות טובים, שיורו את דרך האמת, את הדרך הנכונה על פי ההלכה. וזה כמו שאמרנו, חייבים את המסורה של הדורות הקודמים, שלימדו אותנו איך לגשת להלכה, איך לפסוק את ההלכה, איך להתחשב בכל הצדדים של השאלה כדי לתת את התשובה האמיתית והמדויקת בהלכה. אז בעזרת השם באמת זו שמחה גדולה שזוכים האברכים לקבל את התעודות היום. יש כאלה שכבר קיבלו תעודות לפני כן בשנים שעברו, ואני רוצה גם לציין את הנקודה החשובה רבותיי. האנשים של הרבנים, של האברכים שיושבות כאן, הן מקריבות המון 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 למען התורה. זה לא דבר פשוט בכלל. להיות אשתו של אברך זה לא כל כך דבר פשוט. כן, מבטיחים הרבה עולם הבא, אבל הם צריכים גם קצת עולם הזה. זה לא קל. ובשביל שהאברך יישב וילמד ביישוב הדעת, כל כך האישה מקריבה לטפל בבית, לטפל בילדים, לטפל בכל העניינים כדי שיהיה יישוב הדעת לאברכים היקרים. אז באמת שהקדוש ברוך הוא ייתן לנשים היקרות כוח ובריאות וסבלנות להנהיג את הבית, לגדל את הילדים בנחת ובשמחה, לגדל את האברכים היקרים שלנו שמקריבים את החיים שלהם למען התורה. זה להקריב את החיים למען התורה, זה לא דבר פשוט. ואנחנו כולנו תפילה. שאלתי פעם חכם מציון, אמרתי לו הרב, הסמכתם אותנו להוראה, נתתם לנו רשות להורות, צריך את זה על פי ההלכה. איך אנחנו יודעים שמכוונים באמת לאמת? אנחנו שואפים, אנחנו רוצים, אבל איך יודעים שבאמת אנחנו מכוונים? אז חכם מציון תפס לי את היד חזק ואמר לי, אתה שואל שאלה טובה. תדע לך שלעולם צריך להתפלל ולבקש מהקדוש ברוך הוא סייעתא דשמיא לכוון לאמיתה של תורה. עם כל הלימוד, עם כל הרצון, אבל תמיד צריך סייעתא דשמיא, והרב יודע את זה. כמה פעמים באים שאלות ורואים שברגע שיש שאלה למעשה, הקדוש ברוך הוא נותן סייעתא דשמיא, מיוחדת מאוד, שבעזרת השם נכוון לאמיתה של תורה. אז אני רוצה באמת לברך את כולם, שנזכה, רבי יעקב, בכבוד. הנה, הוא נחבא אל הכלים, כן. הזכרנו את כולו בלי שנדע שכולו נגיע. ברוך השם. איזה זכות גדולה, ברוך השם. הנה, זכינו שגם רבי יעקב, המייסד של כל המהלך הזה, הגיע איתנו ומשתתף איתנו. אז בעזרת השם, רבותיי, אנחנו כולנו נתפלל שהקדוש ברוך הוא ייתן לכולנו סייעתא דשמיא גדולה, שנזכה לכוון לאמיתה של תורה תמיד, שלא יצא תקלה מתחת ידכם ומתחת ידינו, שנזכה תמיד לעשות נחת רוח לבורא יתברך. זה כל מגמתנו וכל רצוננו, לעשות נחת רוח להשם יתברך. מה יש לנו חוץ מזה? מה אנחנו רוצים חוץ מזה? זה כל הרצון שלנו. ובהזדמנות הזאת אני רוצה גם להודות לכל הזבולון שתומכים ועוזרים ללומדי התורה, שיוכלו לשבת ולעסוק בתורה ביישוב הדעת. מגיע להם יישר כוח עצום, שהקדוש ברוך הוא ישפיע עליהם שפע, ברכה והצלחה, אריכות ימים ושנים, בטוב בנעימים, שיהיה להם נחת בביתם, שיהיה להם שמחות בעזרת השם יתברך, שזכות התורה תגן בעדם, ובעזרת השם הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא כל משאלות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, ונזכה כולנו ביחד בעזרת השם לקרב את הגאולה השלמה במהרה בימינו, אמן ואמן.
There are many people who are involved in the support of this organization and the Torah behind it. But Baruch Hashem, Harry has galvanized, together with Ricky Sutton, with Morris Levy, with Ike Mishan, with Elliot Simon, with the Masri brothers, with the Sakas, and with the many others that follow along the leadership of support of Torah to the highest level. Mr. Harry Atmi.
Rabbi Alking, first I want to say we are so proud of you. We are so proud of the work that you're doing, not just at Or the Shore, to help grow our community and let us be able to have all the facets that are necessary for our families. But the main point, I counted the 7 very, very magnificent papers that are going to give you your semiha to go on and to teach this community. But my main point, and I'll be very brief, time is late, because I have so much that I would want to say, but I just want to make one point. When I was growing up, as a young boy, and I get a little older, thank God, as we do in life, I watched us from the early days of Brooklyn. I watched us when our chief rabbi had come to America, Rabbi Kasdan, and I watched how the community evolved. And it took 75, 80 years from the mother synagogue, Shenat Zion, to have, between Brooklyn and Deal, I would say without counting, there's 60 synagogues. Isaac Shalom helped to start one school, Magen David Yeshiva. Today, between Brooklyn and Deal, we have dozens of schools teaching our boys, our girls, and our families. Years ago, it would be unheard of to have a kollel. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, when we were 4,000 or 5,000 people in the community. Today, we have dozens of kollelim, dozens of study institutions. There's learning going on every nook and cranny in every institution in our community today. And we waited for this day. But we're not going to be able to do it without all of you. We need you. We need you to become leaders. We need you to teach our children. We need you to grow them up. We need this community to continue to grow and grow and grow as these rabbis have watched from our infancy. And that's the reason this is so important. This is a monumentous morning today to see the 7 of you. And I hope there's going to be 700 more after you. We should never stop teaching and training and bringing you men like you that are sacrificing. This is a sacrifice. I've been blessed to be friends with many of the rabbis in our community. It's a burden. It's a yoke that's put on your shoulder, and a heavy one. But you will endure. You will prevail. You will grow older, wiser, smarter. You'll have your mentors, your go-to rabbis, both here and in Israel, when you're in need. And you have the questions, and they will be complicated. And you'll give those answers, as the rabbi said, in the proper way, in the proper time, to the people that are needing it. The religion in our Syrian community today has exploded. And we are growing, and we need more rabbis like you. So I say to all of you, God bless you, thank you. I give you my humble thank you and tell you that you all individually have my support. You have the support of all the laymen of this community to help you get to where it is that you all each individually want to get, and you will go far. I promise you all, you will go very far. I look forward to seeing you in our schools. I look forward to seeing you in our synagogues. I look forward to seeing you in our koladim, in our teaching institutions, both here in Jersey and in Brooklyn. We need you. The community is growing. We are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And without you, we are not going to be able to continue to do and be what we are, the greatest Sephardic community in the world.
Thank you so much. We do it with the kavod of giving the tevudot.
Okay, I'm going to start with number 1, the Rosh Kollel. And I'll give him the opportunity to invite everybody else. This is a Teudah Semicha, וזאת לתעודה. It starts off with Yehu Mishpatecha LeYaakov. They should teach Yaakov, the Toratcha LeYisrael. These are the rabbis that will be not just teaching Torah, but this is teaching halacha and also Torah to Israel. וזאת לתעודה כי אברך היקר והנעלה, very special אברך, and Shemet Torah Shemo, unbelievable name. הרב בנימין סירויה שליטה, למד, he learned, ושינן, not only learned, he learned, but he went, delved into it, יפה. הלכות בשר וחלב, the laws that has to deal with meat and milk, and all when you have a mixture, and what to do when you have a tarovet, when you have a mixture, how to deal with it. And not only that, בטור שולחן ערוך יורה דעה נושא כלים. It's not just the surface halacha, but in depth. All the side, when you see the Shulchan Aruch, all this on the side, all the different mefarshim, they went very deep into it. And not only that, but they took a test with, I'm assuming it's with Rabbi Gidon and Moshe, נבחן בפנינו עליהם והשיב עליהן הן ועליו לאו. And he was very thorough when he was asked in halacha to give a clarity in each halacha. ואף ידעתי כל עמו וימינית תמצאנו this is a blessing that he should be able to continue, להבין, to understand, and to teach the Sha'ar Ledorot, not only for now, but even for generations to come. Like Harry Adjemi said it so beautifully. But these rabbis, eventually, it's not only now, but Ledorot, for generations to come, they'll be our leaders. ולראיית אמת וצדק באנו על החתום פה, this the signing, Rabbi Gidon ben Moshe, to give the semichar to Rabbi Benjamin Suruya Shalita.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Abud, the shoot, all the great Rabbanim, the Zekenim that I grew up with, seeing them, Rabbi Ben Chaim in Shore Siyum. From a little kid, I remember seeing him growing up, Cham Baruch, Cham Yaob, Cham Shaul, all the great rabbis, and Rabbi Abud, he's close to my family, he's family with us, Harav Gaon Gadol, Gidon ben Moshe Shlita, that actually sits with us every week on Skype and guides, Zoom, whatever you want to call it, and guides the Avrechim and the Kolel weekly with all the complex questions that are coming into the greatest halachic headquarters in Israel, in America, and we discuss it, and I can say, the Harav, that the rabbi who is impressed with us. Avrechim and Chashuvim. The rabbi is very impressed. There's a back and forth, and we don't let him get away easy. We don't let the rabbi get away easy. We give him a hard time, and the rabbi is very impressed with us. The shoot, Rabbi Kastin, that's behind us. He gives us the energy, the encouragement to be able to just do and continue doing, and he has the understanding. Not only is he always there for us, he has the understanding of what we're doing. And he's backing us, and he's backing all the great endeavors in the community. And Rabbi Arkin, who's there thin and thick, he's hitting the pavement, he's doing whatever has to be done in order to be able to make this thing possible. Before I finish giving out the awards, I would like to just share an idea that's brewing in the walls of our Kolel. Baruch Hashem, like Harry said, the community is busting. It's busting. We have schools, elementary, high school. We have Torah programs in the morning. We have at night. From what I've heard, my friends are coming to this shul every morning, and this place is on fire. This shul. Every shul, wherever you turn, Shore Siyum, Rabbi Mansour shul, wherever you turn, there's Torah busting in every nick and cranny. There's Kolelim. It's already the in thing to go to Kolel. You don't even have to convince anybody. It's like you start out, you get married, and you're starting on a Kolel, Baruch Hashem. But there's one place that we didn't yet touch yet, that I feel that now is an opportunity to be able to share this idea with everyone sitting in the room. And that is, I'm sitting with these Avrechim day in and day out. And I know what it is for them, for their wives, the commitment. There's no Sunday afternoon, they're sitting Yomam Valayla in the Kolel learning. They have to juggle the kids. The families are growing. We're coming to the brisses. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. Blianara, large families. It's not easy. And I see the commitment. Now we're looking at some rabbis over here that are not rookies. We're looking at some rabbis that are not doing it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We're talking about 10, 12, 13, 15 years. Now you have to understand something. It's maybe the in thing to start out and spend a few years in Kolel. But to be able to have the endurance, to be able to continue year after year, to go and transform these rabbis from outstanding students to become masters in halakha is a whole different level. And therefore this idea needs to be addressed. That we have to create an entity that's going to give these rabbis the ability, not only these rabbis, all the rabbis in the community, the outstanding rabbis that are in Kolel and studying and mastering subject after subject, year after year, the ability and the energy, the emotional energy to aspire to something higher, something that's going to help them forge ahead and be able to actually reach and become those masters in halakha. Because to become a master in halakha is not a product of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's a product of 20 years. It's a product of day in, day out, getting tested. You know, it's way bigger than a master's. I don't know what it takes to make a master's. But that's what we have to create. And really, after discussion with the rabbi and other rabbis of the community, senior rabbis of the community, great poskim, and some of the outstanding laymen of the community, we came to this realization that we need to create some type of bet hora'ah to unite all the rabbis, not only over here, all the outstanding rabbis in the Kollel in Deal, in the Kollel but in Brooklyn, all the rabbis that need that extra incentive to be able to work to something higher after they already achieved so much. What's going to help them be able to forge ahead after 30 to reach 40 years old in Kollel, 45, and then be able to help them shine their light throughout the whole community. And we came to the realization this is something that's done all over in Israel, and we're ready, the pieces of the puzzle are already in place with Rabbi Gidon Ben Moshe, who leads this and who is an expert at running a Bet Hora'ah and uniting all the rabbis to be able to take the phone line an hour or two a week and be able to shine their light onto the community. Because what's making that rabbi that's sitting in the corner that no one knows about shine? What's making him, what's giving him that energy to be able to want to learn Ribit, to want to learn Chosher Mishpat, to want to learn every subject, to be able to reach that master's, he has to have the platform. He has to have the ability where there's some type of platform in our community where people are calling in and there's guidance and there's shimush, like the rabbi said. We have so much in place. Baruch Hashem, today where the Kollel is sitting in the headquarters of Halakha, in the Harvard of Halakha of the United States. It's called the Bet Hora'ah of Lakewood, and our hands reach to deal to Brooklyn. There's questions already coming into Rabbi Arking's phone non-stop, and the team of rabbis are tackling these shaylas. They're tackling these questions together with, that's the phone line, and we're in touch with Rabbi Gidon Ben Moshe. But we don't want to just be satisfied with these rabbis in front of us. We want to reach the rabbis in Ketet Zion, in Rabbi Ben Chaim's Kollel, in Rabbi Darman's Kollel, in all the different places, whether there's 2, 3, 4, 5 outstanding rabbis that need that incentive to be able to grow into some type of special program. That's what we want to create, and that's what we want to do. And therefore, over here at this point, I want to just inaugurate this idea. It's such an important idea. It's investing in the elite, on the elite and elite. It's investing in the rabbis who already reached the top and helping them become true masters. And B'ezrat Hashem, we started implementing this idea, and we have the phone line running, and we're going to get the rabbis organized and advertise it and promote it and open the doors to other rabbanim and other kollelim that want to join, and together with under the auspices of Rabbi Gidon Ben Moshe and other rabbis of our community. I spoke to Cham Eliezer, who's very, 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 very encouraging about this. Cham Eliezer Harari, B'ezrat Hashem, Rabbi Shwaki, other great rabbanim that already are on the floor and dealing with the questions. We have to then take it and, like the rabbi said, open the doors to the young rabbis and give them the platform to be able to actually shine forth from their corner, from wherever they are, and be able to influence and affect the community properly. I would like now to present the rest of the certificates over here to one of the Avrechim. He's actually an expert already, Shochet, and he's a rising star, B'ezrat Hashem, in our community. His name is Rabbi Yosef David Moshayev. Please come up and take his community. Someone in tremendous depth. The next certificate I would like to present is to one of the most outstanding rabbis in our community, someone who's a very advanced Talmid Chacham, many years, can actually answer many fields of halakha, and actually sits on the team of our Kollel that tackles the most complicated questions that go into JSOR, and he actually sits down and writes special journals about it. Rabbi Chacham Halav Yisrael Agrabli, please come up. The next rabbi that I would like to call up is somebody who's actually very deeply involved in the kashrut, which is something that our kollel deals with on a day-to-day basis. And he's someone who has hands-on experience. He's on the ground. He knows the ins and outs of the practical field of kashrut. And at the same time, he learned the iyun, and he got tested, and he did outstanding. Chacham Menashe Kohana, please come up. The next rabbi over here, who's somebody who's an outstanding, phenomenal head, and he came into the kollel and just astounded everyone with his ability to learn the material so quickly and thoroughly and clearly, and he did outstanding on all the tests. Harav Rafael Lavian. And last but not least, one of the Avrechim who wasn't able to make it. He's one of our outstanding rabbis. He's a rabbi who teaches the community. He knows tremendous subjects of Torah. His name is Rav Yaakov Meir Barkov. We're going to just make a worthy mention of him, and B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to be zocher to continue to spread this idea, spread this further and further. And without the support of all the worthy supporters of the kollel, it's not possible without you. We need everyone together. Ki ish echad belev echad, and we'll be zocher la'adid Torah la'adira la'kadesh Shem Shamayim. Thank you so much.
Amen. I'd like to just write off what the Rabbi was saying about the hotline of the Bet Torah, because we had one of our most top and excellent avrechim. By the way, these tests are in the middle of a machzor, the middle of a cycle, right? But the person who has been with the kollel from its inception until now, day in, day out, Harav Agaon, Rabbi Yaniv Zoelos, this is where the hotline right now is going. So that's where we are headed to, and it's an unbelievable zechut that we have you in the kollel. And B'ezrat Hashem, we should have even more strength to do greater platforms and greater things. And Rabbi Ezra Gatzi, the FAQs that you see all around and frequently asked questions, it might say my name or halacha, somebody's name, but the real person behind the scene guy is Rabbi Ezra Gatzi, who's putting Yamin Kelilot to put in the unbelievable things. Yitzchak Navarro just got involved in kashrut of doing practical, as we're saying. Where is he? Right, Rabbi Yosef Ben Chaim. Oh, there. Okay. B'ezrat Hashem, Chayil in kashrut, in Torah, in Iyun, in Avodah. Rabbi Yosef Ben Chaim. Yosef Chaim Ben Shushan. Right, also one of the graduates of the Avrechim in the first machzor that we did, Rabbi gave him last time, but continues to keep in touch with the kollel, and B'ezrat Hashem will be part of this answering of the Bet Torah. Ariel Teherani. This is your hometown, this is your home place, this is where you're going to continue to shine your light and be mashpia and to continue to grow in Torah Yirat Shamayim. And one of our latest additions to the kollel, Rabbi Shaul Hamawi, now currently a rabbi in Westgate, and his father is the rabbi in Boston, Rabbi Hamawi, famous one. And it's an unbelievable level and a great level, like for B'nai Surya. We're not just talking about young Avrechim, talking about way advanced Avrechim, and Rabbi Shimon answers a lot of the questions on the JSOR chat. So if you see those answers flying, right, some of them are coming from one of the admins, which is Rabbi Shimon Afiyat. We really appreciate everything the kollel does as a backbone to everything. And would you like to say a few words?
Yes, that's finished.
Close?
Close with the Ben Achlan.
דברי ברכה. We just following the footsteps. לא תדעי לך כמה אנשים סביבך וכלי הצאן. אין מסרבים.
I just give a mabruk mazal tov to the Avrichim HaChashuvin. It's really a great moment for all of us. And like was said before by many, the community has come a very long way. When I asked my father, alav shalom, many years ago, this is going back maybe 20, 25 years ago, I asked him about opening a kollel, a semicha, and I was actually just coming into Shore Siyum at the time. And he told me, listen, you're just coming into the shul now, don't make too much noise at the beginning. Wait a little bit. So we did wait, and it was actually after he passed away, of course we decided to make the kollel in his memory. But Baruch Hashem, we connected with Cham Gilon ben Moshe Sharita, who really is tremendous. I just had to be in it and watch him on hand what he does. He goes around throughout the whole country giving shiurim. It's an amazing thing, and of course he's in the Beit Din, and he's our guide. And Baruch Hashem, the Avrahim are going in his path and the path of Amalajah says, the Sadiq, Kadosh B'Bracha. We should all have the zechut to go in the path of these great rabbis coming out. Katin, our grandfather, my father, and all the great rabbis. And Zat Hashem, we'll see that the great rabbis leading us and being Moreh, Morahab, Israel, Postim Gedulim, but not only Orachayim, even Ha'ezet and Horshim Mishpat, to cover all the levels of the Shulchan Aruch. Zat Hashem, we'll all have the zechut, be together with Hamid Ard, Yerushalayim, Yakodesh. This is just temporary, but in Galut over here, we have to realize that this is our place as a good to be, Yerushalayim, Yakodesh, the Rabbi Hamidash, that says for now, Elo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ela, Ba'amon Shel Chaviva. That's our job now, so we get to see Yon, Yerushalayim, Yakodesh, and Rabbi Amen, Amen.
Everyone should come together. They want to take one big